Welcome to Adventure Lunch. I'm Jared Kingery.
And I'm Bob Gambert.
Whoa, that's it? Just Bob Gambert?
AKA Cyber Bob.
Okay, we had to do it. And we are San Antonio's only lunchfotainment program. Right there. See it? Lunchfotainment. That's our Twitter handle, @lunchfotainment.
And just so you understand what lunchfotainment is that we as lunch professionals will, from time to time, at least once or twice a week, go to lunch.
Right. Well, we go to lunch every day, but we go to lunch specifically for lunchfotainment purposes.
Right. The thing you don't know, we go to lunch often, and we only pick one of those lunches per week to tell you about. All right. So there's actually been 6 other restaurants that were eliminated.
Didn't make the cut.
Didn't make the cut.
It's a lot of lunch left on the lunchroom floor.
That was funny.
Thank you. I was hoping it would be.
But and what we do is we go, and we're not so much doing a review. We're just kind of having an adventure.
We're talking about how entertaining lunch was as a whole. How much we liked the food, how much we liked the place. We're not...
But we're also really interested in the people behind the place.
Right.
We like to talk to the owner, the people working there. We kind of like to get a vibe of a place, which is almost as important as the food.
Yeah. Anyway, let's start things off first. Today, the day we're recording Lunchfotainment
here at the Stone Fruit Studios.
At the Stone Fruit Studios, still under renovation.
I like some of the additions you've made here.
Yeah, we're decorating the studio again. We started from scratch in here, and we're working back up from the ground up. If that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, you would like to say...
I would like to say Happy Father's Day, because it is Father's Day today, and to my father. And this isn't actually my father, but this is the photo he uses for his Facebook page.
I hear your father is significantly more grizzled than this man. Is that true?
No. Oh. But I just love that photo. I love the fact that he uses that photo too. It's like a hobo crying. A crying hobo.
Isn't that standard hobo practice? Is just weeping?
Or singing on a train or on a fire.
Is he a singing hobo or is he a stabbing hobo? Anyway, Happy Father's Day to my dad, too. There's plenty of pictures of him as Santa Claus on the internet. That's right. Because he is a professional Santa Claus.
What picture does he use for his Facebook page?
For his Facebook page, it is a Santa picture. No, wait. No, it's of him in a cowboy hat, but with his Santa beard.
Can we show that, too?
We can. I'll put it up right now. See, that's the magic of entertainment.
No, we really did that. That wasn't an edited in. That really happened.
That really happened. We don't do it.
So this week, where did we go?
We went to the Rusty Bucket.
We actually went to the one on Broadway over by Alamo Heights.
You may know the one on Couples Road. That's the original location.
West Side!
West Side. In the house.
But the one we went to was at 6421 Broadway, kind of across the street and down the road from Alamo Heights High School.
Well, yeah. Well, everything in Alamo Heights is down the street from Alamo Heights High School, isn't it? Isn't that all there is? And a speed trap? Like it's a speed trap and a high school and a Central Market.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Alamo Heights. Write your letters to me, please.
09ers.
09ers. You walk up to the front. It's an old Texaco gas station.
You actually had a lot to say about that. You were like, this seems to be a theme.
It's kind of a motif in Texas.
Motif, that's what I was looking for. Motif.
You go to...
what does motif actually mean?
It's sort of like a style, overarching style.
Because like last week we were saying genre a lot and we didn't want to. Is motif our new word?
Motif is sort of an art
it sounds kind of girly. It sounds kind of like interior decorator.
French. It's French.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm pretty sure it's French. Anyway, like you go to Rudy's. If you're familiar with Rudy's, the original Rudy's barbecue, they have the old. They
build the new ones to look like were old.
It's like an old gas, and it is a real working gas station at Rudy's. It's a real working convenience store. They build onto it, so it's like an old barbecue place. They do the same thing with Texas Pride Barbecue out in Adkins.
Right.
It built from the ground up to look like an old gas station.
And there is a gas station around the corner from me that sells Chinese food.
There's one down the street that used to be a Vietnamese bistro, of all things.
Whenever I thought I had something, you up me one.
Anyway, you walk up to the front, and there's a sign saying, beef jerky today. Is that what that says? Yeah, beef jerky today. And we'll get to that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But that's sort of a teaser for what you get when you walk in the door.
You know that you're going to have some beef.
You know that you're going to have some beef, because you're coming to Texas to get some barbecue. So anyway, you walk inside the place, and it's very rustic, I should say.
I do believe we saw an animal carcass on the wall.
Right above the drink machine. Right above the drink machine, you have this.
And what is that
is a goat. That okay?
Is there something that I don't understand with the culture of why you would put a goat up like that?
I don't know.
Does that mean something?
They don't serve goat.
Is that maybe some kind of a religious or?
I don't think so. I think it's just a country thing. Normally you see like a deer head, deer skin. This is, maybe that's a deer. Maybe it's, I don't know. It looks goatish to me. It has a head on it. There's a head. We'll put the picture back up. There's a head at the top of that. There's a head, and you can see hooves. Tell us if you know. Is this a deer or is this a goat?
It doesn't look as much like art as it does torture a little bit.
It's a little gruesome. It's a carcass.
But let's not sell the place short. All right. It was weird. We just found it a little strange.
Yeah. So anyway,
so Jesse, we met Jesse.
Jesse, we don't have a picture of Jesse because Jesse was a little camera shy.
But a great guy.
Right.
I mean, right away. I love when you go someplace and someone cares about the food there and has an opinion on it. You go some places and you're like, well, what do you like? I don't know. People like to order this. Or I don't know. People like
Malibu Shack.
Malibu Shack. But Jesse was definitely involved in the creation of the food.
He sold us on his favorite sides,
right?
His favorite meals. I mean, he was really passionate about it. It was a really great thing. You walk up to the counter and say, "Hey, what's good here?" Like, "Oh, everything's good, but my favorite is this."
Exactly, and that's what you're looking for.
Right.
If you work at a restaurant, that's what you should try to do for people. They appreciate that.
Right.
All right. So what did you get?
I got the sandwich known as the Lone Ranger.
You know what? I was a little mad because I kind of wanted to get that, but once you got it, but I didn't want to say anything. I thought I'd wait until now and tell you.
That's really, kind of sad.
So that's why, if you noticed, I was a little quiet for the rest of the day. I was kind of steaming the rest of the day.
Remember, and I found a ding on my iPad, and then I was really sad the rest of the day.
The funniest part was you found a ding on your iPad, and then like a couple of days later, I hear you bring it up to somebody else. Oh, I got a ding on my iPad. And you're like, doesn't Mickey? I just thought it was funny that I was there when you saw that when you saw that ding, and then
such first world problems.
And I was like, this is probably the 4th or 5th time since he's got that ding that he's been talking about.
I have a ding on my iPad.
It has to happen now.
Yeah, I know.
It's like a new car.
But it's one of those, because the first ding I got on my car.
You're carrying that thing around everywhere.
I know.
And you just have like a little canvas ghost canvas carrier.
A messenger bag.
Messenger bag with
Space Ghost.
with a Space Ghost decal on
it. Well, yeah. I mean, and it's a portable device.
And you're always throwing that at people.
I'm whacking people over the head with it like I'm Ruth Buzzy on Laugh-In.
What in the world?
I don't know.
That's beautiful. That was beautiful.
Anyway, so let's put this back up. Put this back up on screen.
I can't believe you
the Lone Ranger
Ruth Buzzy
on Laugh-In.
That is fantastic.
I used to follow Kinky Friedman on Twitter. I don't think I stopped. But
maybe he stopped.
Maybe he stopped. But he used to retweet Ruth Buzzy all the time, like they were old chaps.
The fact that Ruth Buzzy's even on Twitter and is busting it up.
I know, right?
First of all, I had no idea she was still alive. All right. Second of all, she's still doing comedy, and she's the one that wasn't she the one that was sitting in the big rocking chair? Was that Ruth Buzzy?
Okay, well now you're getting a little out of my range.
I don't, what did Ruth Buzzy do? What does she know?
All I remember is her on Laughing, whacking people with her purse.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
and she, as an old lady, dressed up as an old lady, right?
Something like that.
Sock it to him or something like sock it to me.
Well, that was when they were.
Anyway,
so this is the the Lone Ranger. That is beef brisket, chicken, and sausage,
all in one sandwich
with a side of mac and cheese. And then let's get to yours because we can talk about these together.
I had the turkey.
Turkey.
All right, and just turkey. It's turkey and bread.
Smoked turkey.
That's what you get. And I upgraded my side to the cream corn because I love me some cream corn.
Right. Okay.
And if you notice in that picture, you can still see some of the side of the pad that I'm using now.
And the pen.
And the pen.
Wow, you kept those combo together.
This is my iPad. Try running on that. See, it doesn't look as good. Oh, you got a little scared there.
I've already got a ding in it. What do you want?
Someone keeps running on
Stop it. Anyway, opinions.
All right, the turkey was good. It was good. Wasn't great. It was good. Right. It was good.
Same for mine. And I don't know if I'm just a big fatty, but the portion seemed a little small for a barbecue joint.
Yeah, I'm used to getting huge portions.
Like you go to Grady's, for example. I don't know if you've been to Grady's recently. You order a barbecue sandwich, even Bill Miller's. You order a barbecue sandwich, you're getting the long bun covered in meat. This, you're getting basically a hamburger bun filled with meat. Good meat, however small.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm a fatty. Maybe it's me because I'm not.
Well, I think
I'm not in my fighting trim here, but
well, we did get a chance to talk to Carrie
and Anthony,
who are the actual people who start this restaurant up, and they explained to us that really the whole restaurant, the theme behind the Rusty Bucket, is the meat.
Right.
They want you to focus on that meat. So
right.
if the sandwich feels a little minimal, now it is minimal by my choice because they have a whole thing there where you can put you could put other stuff on there if you wanted to.
You got the onions and pickles.
And so they're giving you your choice there.
Right.
But what they're really trying to focus on is the meat, and there'll be no sauce on the sandwich.
Right.
And they don't use the sauce while they cook it. The sauce is afterwards if you'd like to. They use their own spices, and every single thing in the Rusty Bucket is cooked in the pit.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mac and cheese cooked in the pit.
Everything. The cobbler
cooked in the pit. Peach cobbler or apple cobbler.
Well, they normally have an apple cobbler, but they'll also do like a blueberry or other flavors.
But everything is cooked in the pit. There's no stove. There's no stove at the Rusty Bucket.
It's all in the pit. Everything.
Which is, I mean, that's a crazy way to cook. Frankly, I mean. Not in a bad way, but
right.
It's
I think it's a nice thing though. It's a nice theme to do.
And it's rare.
It's a nice motif.
It's rare to get that.
It's right to use this motif.
It's rare to get that in the city, like in the heart of Alamo Heights.
And I think that may be why they're so popular because they have that theme going on. By the way, we forgot to mention the ribs at Rusty Bucket, which I feel kind of dumb. We should have at least tried the ribs. Yeah. But I'm not a big beef rib guy though. I like pork ribs. I'm not a big fan.
You northerner.
Is that a northern thing?
Is it really? Anything outside of Texas that's barbecue is pork.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't know that? That's really
everyone considers like if you say barbecue, they're thinking ribs.
Pretty much, if you're out. Well, I mean, they're thinking pork. Anything outside of Texas.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Anything outside of Texas, you say barbecue.
And they're thinking of pork ribs.
They're thinking of pork. Well, pork, anything.
Huh.
So, beef is a Texas thing.
Didn't know that. Brisket. Yeah. I know brisket is a Texas thing.
Well,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
And a Jewish thing too.
What?
Yeah, isn't it?
Explain.
I don't know. I remember reading like a separate piece, and they were eating brisket. Maybe I'm making that up. Did you read a separate piece?
I did not.
By John Knowles?
Did you read the Gray something or other that everyone's reading nowadays?
50 Shades of Grey? I'm not a lady.
They were talking about it at the poker game last night. The girl was at the poker game.
Really? That's gross. Anyway, it's like all about sex and stuff and bondage.
Bondage?
Yeah.
And like mothers are reading this?
Yeah. Your mom is reading something about bondage.
My mom is reading this book?
You tell me. Is she?
I'm afraid to ask her.
Well, all right.
I don't want to know.
Anyway, we talked about the sauce.
Yeah. Now the sauce. Here's the thing. First of all, if you're gonna use some of this sauce, be careful. It's a thinner sauce. It's good sauce, but you take some sauce and you just kind of pour it on there and it kind of oozes over your food. This is a very thin, watery sauce.
Now,
when I say I don't mean like watery, like non-tasty.
Carrie explained this to us. Most people use a molasses base.
That's right. That's what he was saying. It thickens it up.
So that's what you get when you get this thick barbecue sauce. That's a molasses base. This is water and other spices. And their goal, according to Carrie, is to have the sauce marketed on its own.
Right.
And let's talk about that for a minute because these guys are pretty shrewd marketers.
Well, first of all, I think we should tell their story.
Well, okay, yeah, right. They're both former teachers who were rooming together in Laredo, was it?
Yeah, and they would have everybody get together and they'd have these big barbecues.
Right.
And people loved their barbecue.
Right.
So they moved to San Antonio.
Right.
And after more prodding from their friends and everything, they decided, well, why don't we try it? Why don't we try making a business out of this?
Yeah. And the first location is over on Couples Road.
The West Side location.
An old shack, according to
I think they were working at Harlandale at the time.
Right.
Did they say Harlandale?
Yeah. I
or
believe
South
so.
San? I can't remember.
I believe it's Harlandale.
Yeah, Harlandale sounds right.
Something like that. Something on the south side of town.
Yes.
Anyway, so they opened their first location over on Couples Road, and it hasn't been long. It's only been a couple years, and they found a location in Alamo Heights.
Redid the place, first of all. The first location redid it, completely redid it, and it was just, I guess, a couple of weeks before the school year was going to start, and they decided, hey, if we're going to do this, let's do it for real. They resigned from teaching. They resigned from what they basically spent their whole lives training to do, and jumped headfirst into full-time running the restaurant.
And let's stop right here. They're passionate about teaching. Like they're not they're not just, oh, we teach, that's it. No, they love teaching.
And in fact, Carrie or Anthony, I believe, is
he's
done all the qualified to be a superintendent.
I know, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You leave your passionate job to pursue a dream,
that shows complete passion.
and it's and by all accounts, they've been successful at it.
Well, you're opening a second. You opened a second restaurant in Alamo Heights, and he said, now that was a little. He said at first, they opened it up. They
sat around waiting
for people to come in. There wasn't a whole lot of people come in, but then they got right up in the paper.
Yeah.
I believe it was the Express News, they call it.
What is that? I have this out of the app.
There's
an app, right?
There's I don't know if you heard about this. It really goes back to the olden times, but at one time you would go to the corner, and there was a little machine, and people would read it, and it would be the same all day long.
Yeah.
So if you bought the paper at noon, you were reading the news from the day before.
Wait, hold on.
Well, most of the time people used it for cleaning, or if they had birds, they'd use it to line the bottom of the cage. News. It was kind of hey, here's what happened yesterday. But apparently this was a big thing at one time. And at one time there was a lottery of some sort in it. In the Express News, here's the thing: people would just read this paper.
Anyway, can we move on?
And then they would save them.
Can we move on?
They would save many of these papers.
Can we move on?
I think we are.
Anyway, so as we said before, here, that's fine. You can use that pen.
That's why I have a backup pen.
You bought a bag of beef jerky.
I did. Now, the beef jerky is good. All right, I like the beef jerky.
We probably could have taken a better picture of this because it looks a little.
Well, that's actually inside. That's a picture inside the bag, right?
Yeah.
That's actually some kind of cool photography when you think about it. That's kind of a cool thing. It's it's inside. Everything is inside the bag, is what you're seeing there. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
Here's the problem. Oh, I'll go back to the other picture. I like that one. Show that one.
She'll get mad.
Okay, don't show it then.
Because I'll take it without her knowing.
What was that?
Anyway, let's move on.
We just got a little confused there. The portion size of the beef jerky.
Yeah.
I wanted just a little taster, but I had to buy a half pound.
Yeah,
the smallest portion was a half pound.
They give you a whole bunch of beef jerky, but the sandwiches are kind of tiny.
Yeah, well, the beef jerky, a half pound of beef jerky is kind of expensive.
Yeah.
I wanted just a few slices, and I couldn't buy just a couple of slices.
And beef jerky is a weird thing to buy, when you're going home. We talked about this. You picture beef jerky as something you buy on the road to somewhere.
Yeah, and that's a question I think I throw out to you, the listening audience. When do you're watching? Here's a radio show.
Paul Harvey asks,
and that's the rest of the story. That's exactly how he said it. When the what?
He's dead. I said rest in peace.
Oh.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely dead. When do you eat beef jerky?
When you're driving somewhere.
That's the way I think about it. My family eats it around the house, and
my brother does that too.
And I wonder if that's a regular. I don't know what people do there.
I don't know. I picture it as it's sort of like an innate thing. It's like if you're on the Oregon Trail, you had dried meats, so it wouldn't spoil. I think it's just built into the human DNA that you need to eat dried meat when you're traveling.
A couple of items that I had written down.
Okay.
I've taken some notes. A couple of things here. Limited inside seating. If you get there during lunch hour, you may have to sit outside. All right.
You had to sit outside.
It was kind of a hot day, but on a real hot day, I wouldn't like that as much. I wish there was more inside seating. Mm-hmm. I think there might have been some more that we didn't see. There seemed to have been another place that we could have went inside.
There was nobody sitting in there though.
Yeah, I think it might have been
closed off.
I don't know if that was a party room or what. It was kind of weird. Now, and piggybacking on that is there's quite a bit of flies outside.
Yeah.
And that was annoying. Now, what are they going to do about flies? I don't know what they're going to do about flies, but there was a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I really kind of ruined my eating experience with all those flies. Also, one thing I really, really liked was the plastic utensil dispenser.
We should have taken a picture of this, but
I loved the plastic, and you'll see this at barbecue places.
You saw it at
You just press
Texas
the lever
Pride.
down, and a plastic utensil flies out.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's crazy.
I don't know why I like that so
the world
much.
we live in, huh? Anyway, what else you got there?
The one thing we had talked about, we didn't understand, really doesn't have anything to do with anything else, but why does the Valero close for a half hour at 2 a.m. every night?
To update their computers, because they're running on mainframes from 1995, I guess.
Are they? I mean, is that the reason?
I don't know. They update.
That seems like such a strange thing that happens in today's world.
They're doing a hard reboot every night, I guess. There's some dude that goes clank clank.
And it takes a half hour to reboot the system.
I don't know. I'd like to.
It seems like such a strange thing.
The middle of the night, you want to buy some gas. You've got your card. Like a
All
normal,
the lights are on. It looks like the place is open.
like
but you
a
get up
normal,
and the door's locked.
like a normal human being. You have a card, so you can pay at the pump.
Oh, you can't even pay at the pump.
No,
the
that's what
pump
we
is
talked
down
about.
too.
That's what we talked about.
I didn't realize that the pump was down too.
Because I don't go in unless I'm buying a soda or a beer or something.
That's normally if I'm like on my way home from a late night or doing whatever, and like I'm just going in to get a drink or something like that, and no, locked.
Well,
Weird.
that I understand that. I understand that.
You understand it being locked?
Well, I understand the store itself being closed because they don't want to employ somebody overnight. But
No, it's only closed. The store is only closed for a half hour as well.
Oh, well, that's stupid. But I can understand. I can understand anything being closed at night, like that somebody has to staff. But something that somebody doesn't have to staff, like a robot gas pump. Why can't I buy gas at 2 a.m.? Why? Why can't I give it my card and buy gas at 2 a.m.? Why is it closed?
Yeah.
What the hell?
But even worse though, totally valid point what you're making here is there is a person inside.
Oh, okay.
Standing there,
Yeah.
doing nothing during that half hour, just looking at you, and they don't say anything. Like that,
Pretend like you don't
it
exist.
must be the funnest part of working there, of like people
Okay.
trying to get in and they can't.
Let's bottom line this. Rusty Bucket.
I recommend it. I like it.
I recommend it too. Especially if you're in the downtownish area. I wouldn't say bypass like a Rudy's or a Texas Pride to go inside. And frankly, if you're at one of those places, you're on the outskirts of town anyway.
Let's say you're an 09er and you're going to high school and it's after school and you're looking for something to do and won't get you into much trouble. Why not stop by the Rusty Bucket?
Yeah.
Chew on some beef jerky with your friends.
Keep yourself from saying something racist at a basketball game.
Wow, you went there.
I did. Well, that's what they're known for, right?
Is that what they're known for?
That was the big story out of Alamo Heights.
It was Lanier versus Alamo Heights?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Remember we talked to Coach Steve at Lanier, Steve Sanchez, back from
Oh, yeah, he talked about that. Yeah, he says
he's a coach at Lanier.
And that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Anyway, big shout out to Steve Sanchez, by the way.
I haven't heard too much from him since he went to lunch with us. That kind of surprises you.
Anyway,
also, Carrie and Anthony want any potential school district out there to know that if they're looking for some teachers or a superintendent or a principal, they feel like they've got the business going good enough now. They've found people to run over. That they're actually ready to go back to teaching now. So so give them a call. Give the Rusty Bucket a call if you're looking for a couple of good teachers.
That's a weird kind of shout out, but yeah, but that's what
they asked us to do.
No, I know, I agree. I mean, I agree. Why did I say I agree? No, I know.
That is real.
This is getting really long now. We need to wrap this up. If you want to get a hold of us, you can email us at lunchfotainment@gmail.com or reach us on Twitter at lunchfotainment. Where are we going next week? Any ideas yet?
This is something we never know, but I think...
oh, yes, the boiler or something.
Oh, the Western Broiler?
Western Broiler?
Western Broiler. A friend of mine, Kathy, had recommended it.
On the west side also.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to go.
Yeah.
Was it Western
Broiler?
Broiler? That seems like it's probably the name. We'll probably have that sorted out by the time
we should dub it in.
Western Broiler.
Western Broiler. Anyway, that's all the time we have for this week. Until next time,
have an adventurous lunch.
Ding. Ding.